Hello everybody. I thought this was going to be quite simple. I wanted to work out where in America this whole thing with corporation, rah-de-rah, the whole thing, and you can stop and look at any of these documents at any time. They bring up the dates, but Christopher Columbus never found America. In fact, America at that point was being run by the Spanish. And I think at that time he was the Holy Roman Emperor. And I think there's just one or two more, and then Napoleon, it stops with Napoleon. It changed then. But anyway, this is the flag of the American Holy Roman Empire. And there's a bit of information. And what I was just trying to backtrack and put it together in my mind, and it led me to a few places and it led me on to stuff, but it's so confusing. I just don't know if I can work it out. But don't forget, when they talk about the Holy Roman Empire, you forget there's the first, the second and the third. First Reich, Second Reich, Third Reich. And so when they say Holy Roman Empire, they're not telling you maybe sometimes whether which empire it's in. It'll just be the Holy Roman Empire. And what I did was I copied all these photographs and I stuck them on Facebook, and lovely Facebook mixed them all up, and it was just, it would have taken me hours to unravel them. So a few of them aren't in the right place, you know, the dates. But I don't know if the dates are the most important part of this video. It's just to show you how many Roman emperors there have been. Anyway, so at this time, the Latin Empire's there. Anyway, these are all the popes, but they're not in the right order, I'm afraid, now, because I started off at the 4th century and I got up to about the 12th, 13th century, and then they stopped. But I mean, there isn't just one or two of them, there are loads of them. Just a bit shocked. When do you ever hear of America having the Holy Roman Empire flag? Although we do know, because there's been Rome's there. But you're trying to find the history, and sort of is the history here. But it's still a bit hard to put in your mind that America was in the middle of the Holy Roman Empire. And it happened at the same time when Christopher Columbus was going out there. That's why one of the reasons he didn't go to America. He founded other places, and this whole link with him and Britain, it's just not there. His brother came to see Henry VIII to ask for money for this, because obviously Henry was also a Roman Empire. But they said that penny pinching Henry wasn't, you know, he wasn't very interested really. And that's the connection. Not that he sailed there because of us or for us and then all that. He didn't. He was sailing for a different country. You know, different countries were behind him. You know, just look at them all. It takes ages to go through them because there's so many of them. I mean, they either had horrible deaths by disease or they were murdered. Not many of them just died of old age. Anyway, I noticed that there was Western empires and Eastern empires. Emperors, sorry, emperors. Get the right word, Karen. Emperors. Anyway, unfortunately, Facebook puts one here, one there, one here, one there. It's really annoying. I'm sure they do it on purpose. But you can see the dates in that. And these are all the Roman emperors. Oh. Look at them all. There's loads of them. And a little bit of history there if you want to read it. Because I'm trying to get to 1776 and want to know what's going on then. And then this lot of emperors stopped about 1300. But I suppose they would have done, wouldn't they? Because there was 3 Reichs. First, second and third. And there's a couple of women in here as well. They were empresses. I just couldn't believe how many Roman emperors there'd been. You know, like, they're not really in our history at all. And when we think about it, we're thinking of, like, Jesus' time, and they're not. They're here. There's loads of them. There she is, Zoe. And a few members of her family helped after she had gone, or whatever happened to her. She ruled for quite a while, didn't she? The women rule for a while, don't they? Just look how many there are. There isn't just 5 or 10. There's loads of them. Not sure if that's going backwards, to be honest. We wanted to come. I'd put them, if I put them in order, I think it's just so annoying that they're not in order. Oh, someone's doing something outside their house, digging away. I'm just going to shut my window a little bit. There's a beautiful day here today for a change. The sun is shining. There are clouds, but broken clouds, and lots of blue sky. And it's quite nice. It's 19 degrees. It's not as high as it was the other day, but it's still quite nice. Anyway. As I said, there's Western emperors and Eastern emperors. And then there's Grand emperors. Anyway, I found another site listing all the Roman emperors. He's not from the right time, but listing them. I couldn't get over how many there was. This must be the first. It's got to be the second Reich, because it goes up to 1011 or something, and then the last one goes up to the 1800s. Because I'm trying to get to this bit with America, which would have been about Henry VIII, Elizabeth I time, and I couldn't believe how many there were. So, this is a little bit about Christopher Columbus. He wasn't that old when he died. That's in here, they're saying in his 50s. So people are saying that he never conquered the Americas. He went to other places. A little bit about him. And there it is. Do you see that? Spanish landfall in America. 1492. It wasn't him. He went somewhere else. America was already being ruled by the Holy Roman Empire by the Spanish. So why have they lied to us so drastically and put Christopher Columbus in there? You can stop and read any of this if you want. I was trying to get this link with Henry VIII, because Henry VIII was Holy Roman Emperor, or one of them, one of the emperors. Maybe he was the East or the West, you know. Anyway, there's a bit more information there. You can stop and read this video if you want. I don't know if you can hear that, people digging away. I'm going to shut my window. Beautiful day, but I'll shut it now because that person's making too much noise. Anyway, it's the same sort of time, what things turned into, how much land they had. Spanish. What it was, what it went to. Obviously America takes over things there, but it was the Spanish. And the Spanish had Holy Roman Empire. There it is. Spanish landfall in the Americas, 1492. They were there before Christopher Columbus ever got there. Oh, did you see that? It said Trustmania. That's what... My screen turned off, then I couldn't see it. It said Trust of Mania. I can't go back because I'm doing this as narration and it only films 3, but it said Trust of Mania. Sounds a bit like Tartaria, doesn't it? Sort of. Anyway, there you go, 1492. Obviously can't substantiate any of it, and just looking at the history. But it's changed again. Like, who thought it was the Spanish that had overtaken America and was the Holy Roman Empire? So I wanted this connection with Spain to America because I could see it. And the languages. That's what Spain had. They said it was a very big empire. Obviously you can stop and read this anytime you want. There you go. They had America, a lot of South America, Spain, and somewhere over there in Malaysia. And now there's a fly flying around and a man dropping shingle out there. Anyway, I've shut my window a bit so hopefully you don't hear him. And then there's all these different it gets so complicated I can't do it because I wanted to find out the bit about who was Holy Roman Emperor in 1776. Anyway, this bit's about Henry. So he was one of the Holy Roman emperors. And it's like, how can that be? You know, he's put down as an English king, but they've forgotten to tell us the rest of everything. And I think I told you about this part in... because basically Wolsey was sort of... The Pope said, oh yes, Wolsey, you can be... There's Wolsey, can be Pope. But if you're Pope, you're king. And Henry was already king, so why would he want to give it up? And he never did. And I'm sure that's, you know, that's obviously like Henry was to break away from the Holy Roman Empire. It's not just Catholic, it's the Holy Roman Empire he was breaking away from. Anyway, Wolsey was promised it, but he never got it. There you go, Henry VIII. New election of the new Holy Roman Emperor. There you go, arms of Henry VII. And he was German. It gets really confusing because we all know that we're in the middle of it. Germany is in the middle of it too. There you go, Henry VII, Holy Roman Emperor. It's not that easy to find it because you just saw the lists. They didn't put them in. Anyway, this is about Columbus and his journeys and where he went, and he didn't even go to America. Can you believe that? He didn't even go to America. So there you go, see, it's Spain, because Spain ran everything, and he went over there, and there's a little bit more information there if you want to read it. It's a bit, anyway, it's confusing. So, now we're into later Roman emperors now, which I found. So you've got Henry IV. We had these Henry III. These are our kings, Holy Roman Emperors. Henry II. I'm not sure if these are all a bit displaced, backwards and forwards, but you can stop and read them. And in a sense, I suppose it doesn't really matter, does it? Because it's gone and we can't do anything about it. But I was very shocked to see that it was Spain that ran America and was the Holy Roman Empire. And then all the names from the maps obviously comes from that point. But we still have the Salton Sea and Bombay Beach. So not all the names have been taken. I think they go backwards a bit. They're a bit earlier. I just wanted to show you how many Roman emperors there were. And our kings and queens don't start till the 800s. They don't start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 centuries, and then we get to the 8th. For them, it just starts in the 8th centuries with the Ethereals. And the Ethereal kings sound like they're Danish. And not just that, Mercia had kings. Each county had a king, and then there was a top king, and that king was the King of England. Anyway, here's all the Roman emperors again. It's a little bit mixed up, I'm afraid, but hopefully you can keep up with it and me and what I'm saying, or understand what I'm trying to say. I'm a bit gobsmacked. I think the Charles... Oh, I don't know. But anyway, it is Spain. It's crazy, don't you think? Who in America knows that you were under the Holy Roman Empire through Spain, and then by 1806 it was all over because it happened with Napoleon. It was over then. It's a little bit much to take in if people haven't heard this before. But there you are. There's Charles the Fifth, and yeah. We've gone back a bit now. It's a little bit annoying where it jumps all over the place. How annoying is that? You just put some pictures in and they have to jumble them all up. But anyway, you can see all the names and the dates on there. You can always stop and watch this without me talking at half speed to get all the dates if you want, or just look it up yourself. I just think it's incredible. I just got a feeling, like I said in the video I've done, India was run by Tartaria and so was America. So after this came that. And there you go. And these are people putting in some questions, like answers and things. I quite liked a few of them. I think there might be a few more. They're a bit over the place. Yeah. Who would have thought Henry VIII was a Holy Roman Emperor? But I don't think he was the only one. I think there were lots of emperors. Like, there was East and West. We've had Mercia, which each county had a king. And then there was an ultimate king. It sounds almost a bit like the Round Tables, doesn't it? Because all those would have to have come together. Anyway, yeah, there's a bit more about Henry VIII saying when he was born. And actually, he was depicted as a dark-skinned person, and yet his family come from Germany. So he probably looked different to what they're saying he did. Obviously, we're looking earlier than that, when America, Christopher Columbus, wasn't us, it was Spain. And at that time, that's when Henry VIII was there. And then, of course, there's the Independence Day. But how could it have been from us? We didn't run America. It was the Spanish that had been running America. And the Spanish gave lots of it back and they let go of Mexico and all that. It was Spain. So it's just bizarre. Why have they lied? Why do they keep covering things up? What, because they don't want the Americans to realise about the Holy Roman Emperor in America? Yeah, so I think the information's finished now, but I just wanted to show you how confusing it is and how much information there is. America was run by Spain. Then from the other day I said that Mexico gave that back to the Americans. It's crazy. And then at the same time Henry VIII was there, and he was Holy Roman Emperor as well as Spain, as well as Italy, Germany. It's all absolutely bizarre. I don't know if I can get it to add up, but thanks for watching. What's your thoughts to all this?